The myth of Scorpio is deeply intertwined with the stories of Greek mythology, and its narrative is one that reflects themes of conflict, vengeance, and celestial transformation. The constellation Scorpio, representing a giant scorpion, is one of the most well-known star patterns in the night sky, but its mythological roots stretch deep into ancient tales, particularly surrounding the heroes Orion and the goddess Artemis. The story begins with the great hunter Orion, who was known for his beauty, strength, and confidence. Orion's arrogance often led him into trouble, and one of his most famous acts of hubris was boasting that he could kill any creature on Earth. This claim reached the ears of the goddess Artemis, the twin sister of Apollo and the virgin goddess of the hunt. Artemis, a protector of wildlife, was not pleased with Orion's arrogance, especially his claim to be able to defeat all animals. As a result, she sent the giant scorpion, Scorpio, to deal with him. According to some versions of the myth, Scorpio was sent to slay Orion after he threatened to hunt down every living creature, including the sacred animals that Artemis cherished. The scorpion and Orion engaged in a fierce battle, with the mighty hunter attempting to avoid the creature's venomous sting. Eventually, despite Orion's strength and skill, the scorpion stung him, leading to Orion's death. Some accounts suggest that Artemis herself may have had a hand in ensuring that Orion was struck by the scorpion, although other versions attribute the action solely to Scorpio's own natural venom. After the death of Orion, the gods, recognizing the nobility and strength of both figures, immortalized them by placing them in the sky. Orion became the constellation that we recognize today, with his iconic belt of 3 stars easily visible in the night sky. Scorpio, the scorpion that had killed him, was also placed in the sky, but in a position where it is always opposite Orion. This celestial placement is symbolic, as the 2 constellations are never seen at the same time. When Orion rises in the east, Scorpio sets in the west, and vice versa. This arrangement speaks to the eternal struggle between the two, a cosmic dance of rivalry, fate, and the natural order of the heavens. In some variations of the myth, there is an added layer to the story that involves the great hunter's arrogance. Orion had once tried to seduce Artemis, and her rejection of him further intensified the animosity between the two. Some myths suggest that Orion's eventual death, brought about by Scorpio, was a punishment for his attempt to overstep his bounds with Artemis and his boastful nature. It can be seen as an example of the consequences of pride and the violation of the natural balance between humans and gods. Scorpio's role in this myth goes beyond simply acting as an instrument of death. The scorpion itself is often seen as a symbol of vengeance and retribution. In various cultures, the scorpion embodies power, danger, and the ability to strike with deadly precision. In the case of the myth of Scorpio, the creature is more than just a mere animal. It represents the forces of nature that can never be tamed or defeated, a reminder of the unpredictability and fatality of the world. Scorpio's attack on Orion thus becomes symbolic of the cosmic justice that sometimes prevails, even against the mightiest of mortals. The myth also reflects Artemis's character as a goddess who fiercely protected the natural world. Her role in the tale is often depicted as a force of divine justice. It also underscores her role as a protector of the wilderness and the creatures within it, showing that her actions, though seemingly harsh, were meant to maintain the balance of nature and punish those who dared to disrupt it. In a broader sense, the myth of Scorpio also ties into themes of fate and the inevitability of death. Despite Orion's strength and skill as a hunter, he was ultimately no match for the forces of nature represented by the scorpion. This story reinforces the Greek idea that no mortal, no matter how powerful or skilled, can escape their fate. The placement of the scorpion in the sky also serves as a reminder of this powerful myth. The constellation serves as a symbol of strength, resilience, and the consequences of pride. The eternal struggle between Orion and Scorpio is an image that has lasted through the ages, reflected in the stars and remembered in myths passed down through generations. In conclusion, the myth of Scorpio is a rich tale of divine justice, vengeance, and cosmic balance. It serves as a warning against arrogance and overconfidence, highlighting that even the mightiest of heroes cannot escape the forces of nature and fate. Through the rivalry between Orion and Scorpio, the myth shows us the interplay between human pride and divine retribution, and how the stars themselves are forever marked by the legendary battle between these two figures. The story of Scorpio reminds us that the universe, with all its beauty and danger, is governed by forces much greater than ourselves, and that balance must always be maintained.